What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the video. In this one, we are talking about Mullen stock again. We've got some pretty big news, some short interest stuff, and a few different financial things that I kind of want to show you, and also a pretty big macro factor that could be massive for Mullen. So if you do enjoy this type of content, all I ask is that you subscribe to the channel and you turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on any of my future content. But let's go ahead and get straight into it. So right now, Mullen is trading for 32 cents a share. According to Google Finance, the stock is down 9.3% today. We will look at an article as to why Mullen stock is falling, but just showing you on the daily chart, I wanted to show you a few things. You know, looking at everything, the RSI were kind of fair value. MACD, we did have that momentum, but just with this downfall from 40 cents to 32, you know, it's pretty obvious that we're going to be losing momentum. I don't know how forever or how long this will last, but it is something that I just wanted to point out. Let's go ahead and show you a little bit more about what's going on with Mullen. So here's an article I found. Is Mullen stock a buy or sell? Here's my call. I'm just going to go over a few key notes from this, but investors should consider Mullen stock as a buy as long as they accept the possibility of capital loss, which honestly, that's kind of how you should take every investment. You know, you kind of have to realize that you might be wrong and not every investment is going to just hit, you know. So at the end of this article, it kind of mentions, is Mullen stock a buy or a sell? I'm willing to forgive Mullen Automotive's painful looking past financials for a moment. After all, many of today's successful businesses once looked terrible on paper. And then here we go. It's a buy in 2023 as far as I'm concerned, though investors must temper their big dreams with small position sizes. So overall saying it's a buy, but it is something like, as you know, Mullen is slightly a risk just in the sense that it has high execution risk. And I'm not saying that as a bear stance. I'm just saying that so you understand. But what we're seeing is a lot of different things happening with Mullen just because of the high execution risk, as in, you know, they have to hit this and this and this all in the same thing. Now let's go ahead and show you a little bit more. Why is Mullen Automotive stock down 11% today? Mullen stock is falling ahead of a special shareholder meeting. The meeting concerns the EV company's increase in last year's shares. So let's go ahead and look at this. A filing with the SEC reveals Mullen intends to hold a special shareholder meeting on January 19th of 2023. The meeting will start at 11 a.m. Eastern Time and will be available via live audiocast. The shareholder meeting concerns two putative stockholder class actions filed against the company in December. The complaints from these plaintiffs have to do with the increase in outstanding shares that occurred during the July 26, 2022 annual meeting of stockholders. So according to these plaintiffs, a majority of the shareholders did not vote in favor of the share increase. This has it intending to ratify the 2022 certificate amendment with the Delaware Court of Chancery filing. The date for this hearing covering is January 23rd of 2023. So this is something to keep in mind. You know, you can have to let time play out and see how this is going to go. But I wanted to give you that information so you do know what's going on with Mullen. Now, look at the short interest and a few other things. Mullen's current short interest available is sitting at 2.7 million. 5 hours ago, it was 9.3 million. So a lot of people, you know, just looking at this information that I'm seeing and that we are seeing together, you know, the increase of shares available did show potentially people have covered positions, and the borrow fee rate decreasing gives us that information as well. Now it's currently at 18%, which is still a very high cost to borrow fee rate, but it is getting lower and lower. I don't think this is a massive concern. You know, people are going to continue shorting the stock for a number of reasons, but keep that in mind, especially with this plaintiff. A lot of people we might see the cost of borrow fee rate go up. You know, I'm just throwing out options, possibilities. We could see that a lot of people might not be looking at this in the best sense, but that is what I'm thinking just per se. Here's some big stuff that happened. Let's propose fleet management solution, Mullen Air, Mullen charging, infra power by EV Loop in class 1 through 3 for end solution. Kind of just to give you an overview of what happened. Postal Service will electrify trucks by 2026 in climate win for Biden. HC says it can spend billions to buy 66,000 new EVs and related infrastructure now that its finances are in better shape. So this is big just for the EV market in general. You know, this is from December. I just wanted to point it out. I'm just seeing this. The Postal Service will spend $9.6 billion on the vehicles and associated infrastructure. So just assuming we could get some Mullen in on this, that would be very big. You know, this is a very high chance that this doesn't follow through, but there is also the chance that it does. And we could see Mullen just capitalizing on the market and taking advantage of this. Now to show you a little bit more on Mullen, here's something I found on Twitter that was pretty interesting. Mullen debt to assets percent is nearly identical to Tesla, and we haven't even started delivering yet. So here's Mullen's total assets right now, 302 million, total liabilities, 145 million. Debt to assets is 48.13%. For Tesla, I mean 62 billion to 30 billion, but debt to assets is 49.17. So this does show that we're looking in a pretty decent financial stance. I'll show you right here just on the recent 10K. I have showed this in one of my past videos before, but I wanted to point this out. Just from 2021 to 2022, the difference. Okay, 17 million in assets to 302 million in total assets. That's a huge increase. 6.8 million in current to 86 million in current. Huge increase. Now look at this. From 2021, total current liabilities and total liabilities were way more than total current assets and total assets in general. Now we have way more assets. The company is making those strong moves, which is a very good sign for shareholders. But this video is a little short. I wanted to wrap it up, just give you all the information that's going on with Mullen. So if you did enjoy it, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on any of my future content. Thank you again for making it to the end of this one. Check out the links down below for free stocks, free money. I believe M1 Finance is doing like a $100 deposit 100, get $100 back. So it's free money. Get it while you can. Link is in the description down below. And I will see you in the next video.